Hi, everyone. So I just got off a Zoom call, and it kind of got me thinking about a few things that I wanted to talk to you about in Ayurveda. It's about the importance of our senses, the importance of taste, of our own experience of taste. And well, right now it's summer time, and it's the season, Pitta season. It's the season where we can get a lot of lovely, delicious, sweet fruit. I love, I'm eating cherries all the time at the moment, and I love sweet cherries. I look forward to them all here, actually. Or lovely peaches and strawberries, apricots. Those are the kind of special tastes that for me they are summer tastes. They are just really only in a certain time in summer when they become available and they're sun ripened. And I know these days they're available at all times really, but it's not the same. And if you know the taste of a really fresh sun ripened peach, it's no, there is absolutely no comparison to the kind of packaged imported store ripened peaches. And really there is a reason, why we should stick to seasonal food. And this has a lot to do with our own sense of taste as well, because in Ayurveda, taste is not just something that we use to enjoy food, but it's really a measuring tool. It's a measuring tool for evaluating what actually goes into our body. Um, it's like a gateway. The tongue is like a gateway. And the ancient rishis that came up with all of these concepts, they really were scientists. They were biologists. They were psychologists and doctors and all sorts of things. They may not have had microscopes or computers or any kind of fancy laboratory equipment, but they did have very sharp developed senses. They were senses that were not polluted by all these kind of sensual junk food that we have these days, by this kind of onslaught of impressions that we are subjecting ourselves to all the time. They didn't watch all sorts of world news and movies, and they didn't eat too much food or food with too concentrated tastes, and they didn't listen to too many loud noises. They didn't even talk too many unnecessary things, and they kept themselves clean and pure, and they detoxed really regularly, not only physically through their diet but also mentally through a lot of um, meditation. And so their senses were kept sharp and clean, and they used them as scientific equipment. And nowadays, we may have forgotten about this. Really, we just use the senses for our enjoyment, but they are scientific equipment, especially the sense of taste. Like I said, it's the gateway into our body. So the little taste buds, they're like the little gatekeepers that, our food, whatever we put in, it has to be evaluated first. What kind of effect will that food have on the body? And within split seconds, the body registers the taste of the food and reacts to it by preparing whatever digestive process is needed. If there's a particular sweet taste, for example, then the body knows that, oh, there's carbohydrates coming, and will prepare the appropriate enzymes and get everything ready. And even if we eat food we don't like, if we don't like a particular taste, now in Ayurveda there's also the concept of prenana, this enjoyment, the kind of feeling of satisfaction. And that starts already with the taste, because if we don't like a taste, and this is why you know we shouldn't really eat food we don't enjoy, except for in certain circumstances if it's necessary medicinally, because the body will literally not open itself and shut down a little bit, and reject kind of certain processes, certain digestive processes that are important. Um, so whatever comes in through the mouth, the body will get ready for it. And the intensity of the taste also will be invalued. Like, if there's a sweet taste, and I'm talking about food. I'm not talking about just pure sugar, because the sweet taste of, like, say, a carrot or a grain of rice is also a sweet taste, but it's very mildly sweet compared to the sweet taste of a sugar cube. It's very different, of course, but both is sweet. We can eat a bowl full of rice, but we can't eat a bowl full of sugar without, you know, negative consequences. But that doesn't mean that sugar is overall bad. It just means that it is medicinal. It's not food. It's to be enjoyed. Like, a pinch of it is enough. And the same with any food with extreme tastes, like sugar, spices, alcohol, honey, all of these things. They're considered medicines instead of food. All food can be poison and all food can be medicine. And it depends on the concentration of ingredients, or uh, whatever is in the food. And that we can feel already by the taste. If it's an extreme taste, it has an extreme effect. So when it comes to sweet taste in food, like fruit, for example, uh, it's usually carbohydrate. Now, it's also fat can have a sweet taste, but a certain type of sweet taste that is connected to carbohydrates. And there is a reason for it, why in summer there is a lot of sweetness in the type of food that grows, and there's more juicy fruit. And the food is getting sweeter and sweeter over the summer. In late summer and in autumn is the really sweet food is ripe then. And in summer, the heat is rising, photons in the atmosphere are increasing, and this, of course, it creates more sugar content in the plants, but it also creates in us, it creates more photon and enzyme activity, more heat in our cells. Sodium and calcium in the cell, inside of the cell, increase, um, and magnesium and potassium decrease, because simply the days are longer, there's more light. Um, and then it develops like that until there is a point reached that where it has to cool down again, and the cycle has to continue. And if it doesn't cool down, then we can develop all sorts of problems of over acidity and inflammation. Basically, pitta is increased. So by the end of the summer, autumn, pitta is usually increased, and we have to cool it down again. But even over the course of that development, if you think about what cools pitta down, is sweet tastes, sweet, bitter, and astringent tastes. And where's this? Where do we find these tastes? In sweet summer fruit, and especially sweet summer fruit, because they're also juicy, and it's the hydration that we need at that time of the year as well. So sweet fruit, and the bitter taste that we find in green leaves, and astringent taste in herbs, bitter herbs. So all of that, if we just listen to our own senses sometimes, and to what actually is available in nature right now, we're automatically doing the right thing. If we're just going by the season, if we live with the season and we listen to our own taste, we start to have a feeling again for our own taste. uh, then we can't really go very wrong. And so at this time of the year, really look what's available locally, and what is sun ripened and in season and as freshly picked as possible, and then enjoy that. At the moment where I live, in Bavaria right now, it's cherry season, and I'm eating a lot of cherries right now. And so wherever you are and whatever it's ripe right now, just enjoy that taste. And that was it. That's all I wanted to say. So I'll see you again. Thanks very much. Bye.